All right, this one's titled The No Contact Generation. Going no contact with your parents. Seems to be a big thing. I get it. I did it with my dad one time. Anyways, you could take the floor, the shower cap, dude, the bonnet. Always makes me laugh when they like walk in public with the bonnet on. You gotta commend them. Shower cap mafia.
It's becoming increasingly clear that we are going to have a generation of people, my generation, that majority of us are not speaking to our parents. We are the generation that are tired of these old school ways of parenting and this old school mindset that just because you birthed us, just because you birthed us, just because you took part in creating our life, that does not grant you access to us once you have abused us for years and years and years. Every time I turn around, I mean, just day to day in life, I'm hearing people say, oh, yeah, I don't have a relationship with my mom. No, I went no contact with my mom. I went no contact with my dad. I went no contact with my parents. Oh, no, I don't even talk to my parents. Oh, yeah, me and my husband, we don't talk to our parents. Neither one of us have a relationship with our parents. Like, do you guys understand how crazy that is? And this is not a video for the people that are like, okay, but that'll always be your mom. That'll always be. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
All
That means you
right.
have never dealt with the level of trauma and the level of sadness that it even takes to fucking say I'm never talking to them ever again in my fucking life. That is not an easy decision. A lot of kids give.
I get it. I did that with my dad. Both my parents are passed away now. But my dad, it was only for a year. He was a great father, but he was on drugs. And one day he stole my car, crashed into a tree, then returned it to the driveway as if nothing happened. And they took no responsibility for it. And then he pawned all of our equipment for our carpet and tile business. That was our job. He pawned everything that I bought. And that was the moment I said, I'm done. But that only lasted about a year. I kind of just accepted him for who he was, and he did get sober. I decided that I'd rather him in my life than be bitter about like this one thing. But I'm not gonna front if he just constantly screwed me over for forever, my whole life. I probably would have went no contact for sure. My mother, no, that's never happened ever. Like we were best friends. I never understood those families where the parents like my parents were kind of my friends, except for that one time with my dad. He did some rascal stuff. I did go no contact, so I could see why people would. You got to do something drastic, dude. Just no contact with your parents. Like right now, I'm kind of no contact with the certain family members, but not long term. Like we'll be in touch. But sometimes it's like this judgmental thing. You just don't want to deal with it. This like it's judgment for no reason. Anything you can do to mess up, oh, they're waiting for it. Thing, I do get that with certain people in your life, and there's only so long you could tolerate that. But to just go no contact with a friend or your parents for the rest of your life, that's got to be some drastic stuff, dude. That's 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 got to be some really. I mean, that's yeah, yeah,
Their parents chance after chance after chance before they even make that decision. Do you know how fucked up those parents have to be for the kids to finally say, fuck you, I'm never talking to you again. I don't need you in my life. I don't want you in my life, and you'll
yeah.
never be in my life. These kids grow up to get married, have children, have lovely careers, start businesses, have all this life success, and the parents are never involved in it because the kids decided, I'm not dealing with your fucking trauma anymore. I'm not dealing with the narcissism. And then their lives blossom without their parents. And it's a beautiful thing. It's a sad thing because these parents miss out on these beautiful people.
It shows it's a beautiful thing. The jealous parent. You're never good enough. I know in the white community, definitely the Middle Eastern community, you got to be a doctor. The Asians, making you do your homework with chopsticks. Like very serious. Um, there's this expectation that you have to fulfill these things, at least in my genre. That my parents didn't do this to me. They encouraged me to go my own way and do my own thing, and I'm really grateful for that. But most of my peers and family members, it was very much a conditional deal. Um, I'm paying for your life. You're doing it this way. Like it's almost as if you start living a life simply for them versus them just being there, being your parent, but also being your friend, and loving you for that, not like under conditions of job, school, this, that, like dangling over your head. I've seen this in real time. They dangle it over your head. All these things they're doing for you, but you're having to do all these things you don't want to do. It's a weird thing. I'm sure every community has it slightly different, but I would probably argue it's all eerily similar to a degree. Or the parent that is like jealous. I never got that one. The one that could, like, it's almost like they didn't even want you. You're a burden on their life. I've seen a few of these in person. Very uncomfortable. Like I wouldn't even go to certain friends' houses. Like, oh, dude, like, your mom rubs me like the way your mother treats you. Like you're, bro, weird, weird. And if that's how you get treated for long enough, like I kind of get it. I can't fathom never talking to them ever again. Maybe a break, or just I would probably accept them for who they are and just keep my distance and see them a couple times a year or something. But forever, that's next level stuff.
And a lot of the parents still to this day probably think they did not do a single thing wrong. And they still think that, oh my gosh, woe me. Poor me. My kids act like they don't want to talk to me, and we have done everything we could. We paid for their college, or I made
Yeah,
sure they had food on the table. Bitch, the bare minimum. Moms that have treated their daughters so poorly because of a man that chose a fucking man over their daughters, or dads that were so hard on their fucking sons for no fucking reason, just because they had bad relationships with their father. We
yeah, I've
are the
seen that.
generation of people that are saying, I don't care if you birthed me. If you hurt me, you're done. And that's something that the generation before us never did and probably could never do. And that's the generation before them never did and could never do.
They kind of did it. They would move to a different state, and then you'd only see grandma and grandpa like twice a year. They like half did it, 75% for sure. For sure. I really do believe a lot of it's like a burden. Like you ruin, like you'll say you're my kid. This, if it was the honest conversation, it would be like, I hate my life. You're going to hate yours. You ruined my life. You took everything from me. Imagine telling your kid this. It's like almost like the truth subconsciously. I've seen this in person. It's sad. I'm so grateful I did not deal with that. I mean, I dealt with a rascal of a father, got into drugs, and he ruined a lot. He ruined a lot of stuff. Gave me a great life, but around 17, 18, man, he took us all down with him. He did. He sold it all. He lost it all. Um, he ruined some. He really, and you could blame drugs all you want on that, but there's only so much of that you could take. Like 5 straight years of that, stealing from your own family, screwing over your own children. There's going to be a point where it's like, I can't take this no more. I accepted him later on. I became father and son again, or he was like more like my kid. It's like your parent is like, not like you're taking care of them, but it's almost like you have to appease them versus them just being your parent. Uh, I don't know. It's a weird, weird phenomenon. The bitter parent. He ruined my life. parent, without them saying that. I'm sure some of them had said that. Our kids will be the first generation with no grandparents. Yeah, that's kind of messed up. These parents will do anything but work on themselves. No contact with my whole family. I've done that. It won't be long term, but I'm kind of in that right now. Not all of them. And it's not even their fault. I just don't need any judgment for no reason. I'm just too old. It's too old for that. It's like, not that I don't love them. I'll be in contact with them again, I'm sure, but I'm taking a hiatus. We're not having kids to repeat the same cycles. We're just holding them accountable. They really are the worst generation. Well, some people, that's not just parents, that's just people. Some people, they'll never apologize. My father, remember he had really bad dementia later in life. He pissed in a he took a leak in the middle of a Walmart in a trash can by the fitting room, and I had to explain to the Walmart police that he has severe dementia, like or pretty bad dementia. And they go, okay. And then my dad goes, "It's not me. I didn't do it." He like stole from a liquor store. This guy Tony owned it. He's like, "Jack, your dad stole from us." And he showed my dad the video, and he goes, "I don't know what you're talking about. That is not me." It's like it's him, you know. In other words, he would never say I'm sorry. Homie didn't know how to say sorry. He wouldn't say it. Would never say it. That's just how he rolled. My mom, on the other hand, she'd cry over anything. She goes, "I hurt your feelings." Just bawling. It's like, it's like, "No, you didn't hurt my feelings." She goes, "I'm so sorry. I didn't hurt them." It's just people. I'm not speaking to anyone that's not my sibling. And okay, this is your mom's first time living. No, let me see. My MAGA mom is raising my niece and nephew while I tried so hard to combat her abuse and brainwashing. I cannot risk my safety and mental health keeping that line connection open. I can't wait till they get a little older and know my home will be open to them when they are ready to escape. I want nothing to do with my mother. Nothing. I mean, she's kind enough to raise your niece and nephew, so there is that. No contact isn't a trend. It's people finally comparing shared life experiences. We thought we were alone. It's bittersweet. I'm both relieved and heartbreakingly sad that I'm not alone in this abuse I went through. Some people had it pretty rough, man. Um, and I don't blame them, honestly. I don't. And it's hard to fathom. Maybe you never dealt with any of this. You're going, "Oh, that's crazy stuff." It is. I never like growing up, I never thought my dad would rob me, steal my car, crash it, pawn everything I had, steal money, and then say I didn't do it. Like screw over your own son. I never thought that would happen. Luckily, he was a great father up until the drugs war kicked in too far, a little too far gone. Pills will do that to you. Pills and alcohol, that's a deadly combination. No contact with the No contact with dad for a year now. Some days it hurts. It's hard. So it's nice to see people on TikTok reaffirming my decision. I'm gonna kind of say it like this. I've had some no contact, like a couple of friends that you would think would be friends forever. Just certain people in your life. And maybe you were this person to somebody and you didn't even know it, right? Maybe I did this to someone and I don't even know it. And if I did, sorry, man. I love you. I never meant to, I'm more of a build you up, not tear you down guy. But I've had a couple close friends that no contact. It's done. I wish them all the best. If I ever run into them, sure, I'll say what's up, how you doing? But no, mm, I can't. I can't. Just can't. Just those people that it's like they're not your friends. You're their friend, you know? And I think that goes for anyone. Family, brother, sister, father, mother. If you're not getting treated correctly, you bend over backwards for these people and then they tell you you're doing you're doing your backflip wrong, doing backflips for them. Nothing's ever right. Kind of a letdown and they remind you about that. Um Yeah. You get to a point where you can't really tolerate that, man. And I'm dealing that with right now. I got kind of no contact, like just cut a cut off. I don't know if it'll be forever, but with one of my dear friends, and it's just one of those things where sometimes you can react and they're not used to you reacting that way because you never do that, or anytime they do you wrong, you shake it under the rug. And then the one time you actually say no, that's bullshit, then you're in the wrong, you know? It's like never apologize for nothing. He'll screw you over. This person will is so selfish, and you accept them for that. You're like, I accept you. You're my little selfish man, my little asshole, right? That's cool. But you can only take so much of that one-sided deal. And I'm sure I'll talk to him again in the future, but it'll probably never be the same. It's just like once you see it, you can't unsee it. Anyways, hell of a talk. Call your mom, call your dad. Also, we started the Clips channel. Leave a link to that down below. We have just little shorter videos, clips from this channel and the Jack Morgan channel, Red Leather Podcast and the Jack Morgan channel. There will be clips from both those channels going on there, a little bite size, little 8-minute videos, 10-minute videos. Appreciate your support. And, let's not go no contact there. If I mess up, you let me know. I'll do my best to see what I can change. And I'll be there for you in your darkest hour. Hell of a talk. Unreal. Shout out to the Shower Cat Mafia, by the way. Shower Cat Mafia. That's awesome.